Welcome to the future of Grand Chasm Industries. Well, sort of. It's far from perfect right now, but it gets the basic resource production done that we need. But more so, it produces the items needed to help automate the expansion. But man, is it cool to look at. The Create mod is incredible. Seriously, if you haven't tried it out, you've really got to. If you were here on the last live stream, you probably recognized the expansion of this, but not so much the machinery over here, and I've been busy the last couple days. We've gotten a lot done, but still we have a lot more to do. Oh, and I recently discovered a new thing that's gonna change everything. So the entire base used to be powered by all of the machinery located in here, but we've recently expanded it to get a little bit fancier of a steam engine coming in. And so the steam engine here has a whole bunch of blaze burners underneath, and it powers everything. And we used to power everything with logs, but I found out that charcoal is more efficient with the blaze burners than logs. So I'm actually kind of curious to know if there's a difference between oak planks and logs as well, because one log gives us 4 oak planks, although if you're using the saw cutter, 1 oak log becomes a stripped oak log, and 1 stripped oak log becomes 6 oak planks. I'm interested to find out how long 1 oak log burns versus the oak planks. But wait, so oak logs and planks extinguish at the same time. So 1 oak log okay, we gotta time this. We gotta figure it. We're gonna time this out. Okay, I couldn't help myself but to get a little bit more fancy with it. So we've got a whole system set up so we'll be able to apply stuff at the same time so that we can get the exact length of time it's gonna take for these to finish burning. There's also an anvil here because I thought I'd be able to name these. I was gonna name them Moo and Steven because I thought those would be great test subject names. But turns out you can't name them. But it's honorary Moo and Steven, and that's what's important. All right, here we go. Timer ready. Okay, it's roughly 15, it's somewhere between 15 and 16 seconds. We don't have to get exactly perfect with it, but now we've got to find out how long the charcoal and the coal will last. So let's get a book. Okay, I had to take the train back to Tinkertown, but we're not going to talk about that. So logs and planks, 15 to 16 seconds. Next, we've got coal and charcoal that they've been placed in. I've reset the timer, and let's see what these guys are going to be at. Coal and charcoal, roughly about 1 minute and 20 seconds. So that's pretty close then. Okay, we're new test. Also, we're gonna name the book Scientific Research Notes. That way, if I ever put it in a chest and I'm like, what the crap is this? Then I'll always know, because I'll lose it eventually. I gotta clear my inventory a little bit, so thankfully with our auto crafting, where are the barrels at? Here are the barrels at. We'll take 1 barrel. Hold on to my funnels. I don't need a lot of this stuff right now, hopefully. So coal and charcoal last the same amount, so we're just gonna use charcoal because charcoal we can just produce infinitely. Coal, not so much. So we're gonna take 1 coal, and we're gonna take the 6 planks, and we're gonna go 1 coal and 6 planks. I've got my timer ready, so every 15 seconds, we'll add the other log, and we'll see how it goes. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. I've just put the last one on. This is still... Look at that. It's more efficient to saw our logs into planks than to turn them into coal or charcoal. Not by much. But these couple seconds, this will build up over a long time. And to keep everything burning here, we're shipping in wood, because it's more exciting that way, instead of attaching a tree farm directly to it. So I think that's gonna be our way to do this. We're gonna cut everything down into planks. So I've actually been doing this completely wrong. So we used to ship our logs in through here, store up a backlog here, and then dispense them out, and they would just go around and keep everything. Oh, our whole system's about to shut down too. We don't have any, uh-oh. How are these doing? We've got 19 charcoal in each of these. That's not good. But yeah, they used to pop out from right here, add onto the conveyor belt, but I made a different system so that the logs, ow. So the logs now come out from here in stacks of 64. They sit on here until they become charcoal because this only allows charcoal to come through. And so we have a little bit of a backlog that can happen in the barrel here of charcoal, just in case for some reason something happens. And then it all just flows out and moves around here. So now we're gonna replace charcoal with planks. There is another end game thing that I would like to do eventually, because I know there are lava cakes that we can make, or blaze cakes. And blaze cakes are supposed to be really, really good. Not only do blaze cakes burn for a really long time, but they also increase the temperature of the blaze burners so that the heat here can go up much higher than it was before. But we're still a little bit of ways away from being able to get that nicely and safely done. But we need to head back to Tinkertown and load up our train with more logs so that we can come back and keep our whole system here running. So let's go do that. Oh, actually, before we go, I have terrible news. For any of you that found my content through my automated miner on TikTok or YouTube Shorts, well, we've come into a problem. Where's my, oh, I forgot my spyglass. I also dropped off the scientific research notes because I don't want to lose them. So how the drill works is we're supposed to be able to push this button right here, and it's supposed to bring back the drills, but you can see they're not moving. Because if we look down there, it's inside bedrock. I don't know exactly what happened, but I have kind of an idea. How trains work in the Create mod is these tracks span the whole server, and the tracks always stay loaded. Even like 300 chunks away where they're not loaded in, the track still stays, because that allows the trains to be able to traverse and have their automated mechanics work. It even, which we haven't played around with it yet, but it even works through the nether. When you place tracks beside a nether portal, a train can drive into the nether, go and drive 10 chunks over, and then reappear in the overworld hundreds of chunks away, and it's incredibly cool. But I thought it was only the trains that did that, but now I'm starting to think that all the moving platforms from the Create mod do, because I set this to mine, I drove to Tinkertown, and then I came back and just did my own thing, not realizing what had happened. And I think because I left these areas, the chunks were unloaded, but this machine was still working, so it just kept moving down. I don't know if it was still able to break the blocks, or maybe by the time the chunks here unloaded, it happened to be that it was really close to the bottom of the world. And so because the chunk was unloaded, it just kept moving down. And then when the chunks reloaded, it put itself inside bedrock. But because it can't break bedrock, bedrock just broke all the blocks. So I'm assuming that where we see the little bits of the platform sticking out are just spots that weren't bedrock. It was just stone that it placed itself back in. So we just lost a ton of resources. And yeah, my tutorial for how to make this stuff and set up the automation, it's delayed a little bit now because I got to figure out exactly what caused this. I don't know if it's something to do with how this is operating. Maybe there was a glitch or a bug, or it could be the chunk thing, but I got to do a little bit more play testing before I can put that tutorial up. So yeah. It's a little sucky. But I mean, worst case scenario, it's still automated. It's just one of those automated, but you still have to be in the area for it to work. Part of the joy for me with the Create mod is having all the different train systems and the networks and having different locations and bases. So it would be more efficient to build a tree farm over here at Grand Chasm Industries, but then what would be the point of having a cool train? So we definitely have to build the tree farm somewhere farther away so we can ship resources back and forth, because, I mean, it's here, we got to do it, it's cool. Sooner than later, too, we've also got to finish the tunnel because, well, it's got its issues right now. You know, it's not perfect, but it works, right? And that's all we need right now, right? Oh, hello, Mr. Enderman. Welcome back to the maw, or at least the underside of it. Probably the coolest automated shop system that I've ever put together. I love it so much. I don't have to put any work in, and it just brings me money. But now we do currently have an automated tree farm, which is pretty sweet, up at the top of Tinkertop Mountain. But it does unfortunately come with its problems. The first problem being that it's at the top of the mountain, and it's not easy to expand and do extra things with, because we have to build more space for it and have it floating, and the aesthetics are important, right? I can't just build something at the top of Tinkertop Mountain that spans out this huge distance if it doesn't look good and look like it should exist there, because here at Spentaneous, our #1 goal is world domination, but #2, it's form over function. Also, oh, that's right, and the elevator's broken. We still have to fix that. I don't know why that stopped spinning, but there's the big butte. Although the more I see it, the more I kind of feel like it looks like a bit of an eyesore. It doesn't really fit in with the aesthetics of Tinkertown. Not that we really have an aesthetic that we're that we're going for yet. But the tree farm did two really important things for me. The first is it let me interact with a bunch of the automated features of the Create mod. And if we head down below here, you'll be able to see that it also helped me learn how to transport resources in a very basic way. We used a whole bunch of chutes, we used conveyors, and so all the different parts of the tree farms connect together here through a bit of an intricate system. It's not as complicated as what we have in Grand Chasm Industries, but it all comes down, it gets stored into these, and then we sort it all out into its own specific conveyor belts, which we can then bring our storage container up from down below, which allows us to basically never have to restock the store at all. Anytime we want to put more resources down there, we just bring this in, and you can see it just I mean, okay, we sold a little bit of that, but you can see it just keeps going in, it fills itself up, and then we just send it back down. This is where the knowledge that I have of the Create mod started, and it's very special, and it means a lot to me because of all that. But here's where we have our first major set of problems that I learned about the Create mod, and it's that sometimes when you're working with structures and glue, you can come into some issues, and they're hard to fix. So, for example, if we ever needed to stop the tree farm for a little bit, and some of the trees happen to grow back up, well, sometimes the glue gets a little funky, and it grabs onto things in weird ways that I don't fully understand. And it's something that in our Tree Farm 2.0, I've found a way that it's going to be able to basically minimize all of it. So, you know, it's special. It's very special. But since building all this, I've learned about how all these things interact with each other, as well as trains, which is going to be an integral part of Tree Farm 2.0. And yeah, it's just, you know, the Create mod works in in mysterious ways. But I mean, when it works, right? When it works, it's fantastic. So at least oak logs aren't an issue. Oh man. So now Grand Chasm Industries is roughly out that way, and we've got hello boys, how you doing down there? Enjoying the beach, I see? Even the pillagers love the mall and its touristy location. Enjoy the sun, guys. So yeah, the Grand Chasm Industries is roughly down around that direction. And then Leontine, David, and Serendipity have their bases kind of out that way. I believe Gnoma and FC are out this direction, and Peaches is this way. I originally eyed out some territory over here because there were some really nice fields and we could do the tree farm, but I don't know what Serendipity's plans are for expanding out her location. So we're gonna go past Peaches because we don't really care if we build too close to Peaches, right? Just kidding. There's actually a spot just past his face that I really like. But before we go, why don't we stock up on some food? But Spencer, from where? Maybe from either Spen's Sandwich Shop or the Cheesy Wheel at the mall, where it's got all sorts of tons of amazing and delicious foods. There's just so many good locations to choose from. And it looks like Gnoma maybe finished this? The honey's free if you return the bottle, okay? And how much is it if I don't return the bottle? Also, what happens when you drink honey? Does it increase your hunger or does it give some other effect? I don't think I've had honey before. He didn't have his own honey bottle, so I brought mine. Oh, I took all three of them. Oh. Oh, and the honey bottle's stacked. That's right, that's right. Wait, did you guys hear that sound? Ew, that's kind of gross, actually. It didn't do anything. Ew, okay. Right. Oh, you know, maybe that's just what it sounds like when we're indoors. Nope, it's just as gross outside. Okay, goodbye. There's still a lot more work that needs to be done here at the train station. As you can see, I haven't really done too much with it. I did kind of start to lay out the basics of how I thought things might look. We've also had a few creeper explosions and we've had to repair the track a couple times, but thankfully nothing important was destroyed and it all just continued to work all hunky-dory after that. But now we've just got to wait for the train? Oh, wait, when me and Peaches were filming the last short, we broke the train. Never mind, we got to go by foot. Yeah. There it is. There's the train. But it's also getting night, so maybe we'll stay the night at Peach's place. Hopefully he won't mind. I don't know if I can show you what's going on in this place, so I'll see you in the morning. And look at who we have here. Ah, Sir Oinks-a-Lot. I remember you from the TikTok/short. Do you remember me? Oh, you're lucky I can't get into the train because of the angle you're at. Looks like you're stuck, doesn't it? If only you joined my team, Sir Oinks-a-Lot. If only you joined it. Also, I'll close that so mobs don't get in and kill you. But the spot that I'd scouted out earlier, we're gonna have to run to the other side of the jungle here. Eventually we'll build a track that goes through it, but for now, we gotta go by foot. Welcome to the future home of our automated tree farm. This isn't the right spot. Okay, we gotta go farther. Welcome to the future home of our tree farm. There it is. Okay, good. Okay. I hope this is right. This is it, right? Please be the plains. No, this isn't it at all. Okay, maybe I'm lost. Maybe I have no idea where I'm going. This is not a plains. This is an ocean. Is this the wrong jungle? That's a savanna over there, though. Maybe we could do Maybe that would work. Yeah, that was not a big savanna. Huh. Yeah, this doesn't look right at all. Even Buddy agrees. All right, well, I guess I'm exploring again today, because I didn't remember where I was gonna build a tree farm. So I finally found it, and turns out it was over by Serendipity's place. Actually, those mountains there, if we were to cross through them, I believe Leontine's base is on the other side of there. But it's far enough distance away that if I'm doing stuff here, I'm not loading her stuff in. If she's doing stuff there, she's not loading this in. So if later on we find that the crate mod is causing lag, I'm far enough away that it should hopefully be okay. I didn't really think about this before, but I didn't bring any of the rails. And I should have loaded up on those, because now we've got to run all the way back, get the train tracks, and start coming out this way. Although maybe, you know, if we're actually this close to Leontine's place, maybe we should use the train that goes by Leontine's. Maybe we could just connect this to the upper network, because it would take forever to do the underground rail all the way over here. Yeah, we're not gonna do the underground rail. We'll do a surface one. Although we might tunnel through that mountain. That might be kind of cool to build a tunnel. And of course, by build a tunnel, I mean have it automatically dig out and place the rails for me. It's the create mod we're talking about here.